It's never too late to become the person you might have been. Is there something that you've been thinking about, something you've been procrastinating on, putting off, thinking that you're too old to start? You know, we all have that feeling. I remember hearing that phrase. I don't remember where I'd read it. It was probably in a personal growth book, but that it's never too late to become the person you might have been. That was such, it's like when you hear that, isn't it? It's like a tying your mind in some kind of pretzel. Wait a second. It's never too late to become the person you might have been. And when I think about that, and you probably heard the same story too. You heard the story about the entrepreneur, Colonel Sanders, starting KFC after he had retired, you know, in his later years, in his plus 60 phase of his life, and creating Kentucky Fried Chicken. When I think in my own life, that what comes to me right away is getting started in just digital marketing space at age 35 as an intern in an e-commerce company. I also think in some of those past videos, you've probably seen the stories about the sport bike 4,500 mile trip and some of the cool lessons learned along the way about planning and business with that. But that was one too. I don't think I started riding until early 20s, probably 22 or 23, when in my mind I perceived most people start in their teens. They started on dirt bikes and got into college and saw these cool motorcycles and thought, I'm too late. I'm too old. I thought I was too old in my early 20s, and then went through the process, had a plan, learned to ride, took a big, Pacific Coast Highway trip. And then in the e-commerce space, just jumping from various careers, finding e-commerce, digital marketing, being passionate about that, starting out as an intern. I remember starting out, it was the whole goal was just to build a list of keywords to bid on for Google AdWords at the time, Google Ads. And it was 8,000 a week. That was the target. And I would use Excel and learned how to use Excel and concatenate all the stuff, but started at 35. If you're watching YouTube right now, which I'm sure this is the only place you're seeing this on, it's incredible how many people have 10, 15 years plus experience and they're still in their 20s. That is crazy. There's so many successful entrepreneurs that start early years, maybe in their teens or so, or early 20s. Just watch Mr. Beast achieving his 500 million subscriber count and having that cool video with all of those people he admired and looked up to. And I'm looking at this going, this is unreal. These people are so young and they got over a decade, 15, 20 years experience in the space. It's insane, absolutely insane. So it's never too late to become the person you might have been. There's so much evidence that it is never too late and that you could start at any time. Right now, starting this YouTube channel, 54 years old, I'm 54. Doesn't even seem comprehensible saying that, because I think when we're younger, we have this perception of what somebody at 54 believes or thinks or whatever, right? I remember perceiving that probably to be old, I would think, and maybe people perceive me to be old, but I still feel like I'm frozen in time, like at 23. But it's never too late to start. And we were seeing so many content creators start in their 40s, 50s. So it's never too late to start. And there's so many success stories and evidence out there. So don't ever feel that it has been too late for you to start. And remember that quote. It's never too late to become the person you might have been. And think about that. Who is the person that you had planned on being? And now, with the internet, YouTube, e-commerce, social media, AI, the deck is stacked in your favor to become that person you might have been. So think about that. Have you already decided it's too late? Or do you now see how possible it is for you to become the person you might have been? Thanks again. Have an amazing day, and we'll talk soon.